Welcome back to one of my videos. In this video, we're going to guys the worst to best limited bloodline in Shindo Life. So in this video, I'm not going to be including any of the skins, so skins will not be on here. It is just going to be the bloodline that are limited in general. I'm also going to be including boss drops just because, you know, boss drops, they're somewhat limited in the game. So if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to like, sports, get right to the video, guys. Alright, so coming in 12th place is going to be Diva Rengoku. Now you guys know why this is in 12th. I think Diva Ren is objectively one of the worst Rengokus in the game, and definitely the worst boss drop in the game by, you know, it's quite a bit large margin right here. But when you look at Diva Ren, you don't think it's generally a really bad bloodline. I mean, like, it does okay amounts of damage, has okay combo potential, but the chance of you hitting every single one of these moves is extremely low. Even after they buff the AoE of the moves, the AoE of the moves themselves are extremely tiny still. You know, compared to some of the new bloodlines that they actually introduced to the game, the AoEs are just like, it's not even comparable. I gotta say, the only somewhat useful move is the third move, but it's only autological cooldown, which makes the move instantly useless in a lot of different move sets in the game. Now coming in 11th place is going to be Menza. Now Menza, as you guys can see, I do feel like Menza is very okay as an EKG, but the reason why it's going to be coming in 11th is because while the moves, they are good in theory, I feel like in theory the moves are very decent. They're very hard to actually execute in a fight because they either have too much hand size, too much wind up, they're too avoidable, or the first ability, you know, requires you to hit twice, which 99% of the time that will not happen ever. So I do feel like Menza definitely deserves to be second last on this list. All right, so coming in 10th place is going to be Satori Rengoku. Yes, you heard it correctly. Satori Ren is actually not going to be last on this list. You want to know why? Look, I'm going to use the first move. This is why. Look at that damn 150,000 damage from a single ability. I actually think that's the highest damage ability in the game besides Shindai Ren third move. Oh my gosh, man. Not only that, but I do feel like Satori Ren, I have been giving a little, you know, not enough credit. It's okay. I really hope I don't actually knock him off the map. All right, I don't think he's gonna knock off the map, but this first move is the reason why it's ranked 10th. It does so much damage. I do feel like the actual abilities of it, they are okay in all essence, but there's definitely a lot better for every single ability. Weapon spec, there's a better version of the weapon spec, there's a better version of the throwable in the game, there's a better version of the Z spec, but that first ability definitely carries it to 10th place. Now coming in 9th place is going to be Web. Now I know what you guys are thinking, Web coming in 9th above some bloodlines that have modes, it's kind of crazy, right? But when you look at Web itself, you kind of understand why. I mean, the first move, it's completely unavoidable. The only way to actually get out of it or anything like that, you kind of just gotta, you know, run away or just like somehow dodge it, but they'll just chase you down. But with the first move, I say the only issue, after you air combo someone, I don't know if this is a glitch, it only happens with Web first, but after you do the air combo, you get flung into the air, so you can't really extend with it. But definitely the best move of Web is the second move right here. Now they actually made it so it's really hard to combo with, but there is a small period of time in the actual move itself you can use moves, so you can move stack with this ability. Also, the third move here, I gotta say the third move is very okay for traveling. It does end up taking a ton of chi from you over the entire span of it, but it also is somewhat good for comboing, and actually, as you guys can see, it does a decent amount of damage, 60k. With the move stack, I'm gonna show you guys it right now. So you want to use this move, and you want to immediately cast whatever other move you're gonna do. So I just did that into Rocket, boom, 100,000 damage, and yeah, you could do any single move whatsoever, and you know, overall, it's just a really good EKG in the game, and you can equip to your element slots, hence why it's going to be a 9th. But yeah, as you guys can see, I just got flung up in the air. It's a glitch. I think that needs to get fixed. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Have you remembered to hit that like button on the video yet? If you haven't already, go ahead and do it. Now, coming in 8th place is going to be Minakaze. Minakaze is going to be coming in a fat 8th place, mainly because of the third ability. I mean, the third ability is kind of the thing that is carrying the bloodline right now, but I gotta say the breakaway move of Minakaze is also very decent to use. I mean, boom. Someone's trying to fight you, you can just click away. But I gotta say, the shuriken, I'm gonna say it, you have to have the aim of a literal, like, Greek god to actually, you know, hit that shuriken in an actual fight. I mean, because in an actual fight, you're like freaking out. You're like, oh my gosh, I gotta click. And by the time you click, you will have already been able to get out of the combo anyways. But yeah, this third ability right here, boom, we're just gonna slap him in the face. You can actually M1 during the end of it and make it so they cannot, you know, use any ability whatsoever. Especially now, after the auto dodge changes, I gotta say the third ability of Minakaze is definitely a lot better than it used to be. Also, this second ability, I cannot say this enough, do not use this. I know it does fat amount of damage, it does fat stacks, but it is so counterable. You could just literally just block the second half and then M1 them and then combo them. Do not use that. Stick to using the third ability and the first ability, guys. Now coming in 7th place is going to be Van Helsing. Yes, you heard that correctly, Van Helsing in 7th place. place. Now, the reason for this is because I do feel like Van Helsing, you know, I love it. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm extremely biased towards Van Helsing. Van Helsing is by far one of my favorite bloodlines in the entire game. I mean, it just has such a cool kit. The third ability, it needs off the auto dodgeable cooldown. Please take it off, Rel. I mean, just come on, man. But for Van Helsing, the reason why it's going to be lower than it probably normally would, the second ability was finally put on a global cooldown. It's on the iframe global cooldown now. The iframe attack, which definitely made the bloodline a lot worse, but it still is extremely good as a bloodline, hence why it's going to be, you know, fairly high up on this list. Seventh place is quite a bit for being, you know, at only limited bloodline list, but I do feel like it is held back by, you know, how quirky the abilities are. Sometimes they are hard to use, but I definitely love this bloodline, man. Van Helsing is by far one of the most fun bloodlines to use in the game. Now, coming in sixth place is going to be Eastwood Karashi. Now, this is going to be mainly for the first move. As you guys see, the first move right here, boom, 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 boom. It's a pretty good ability. He does 60,000 damage, as you guys can see. That's quite a bit for an instantaneous combo extending move. But also the other abilities of Eastwood Karashi, I wouldn't say that they're terrible. They're usable in the end of things, but I do feel like, you know, each of them, they don't really even come close to how good the first move is. The third move is like the first move, but objectively worse because it isn't as long range. Also gotta say the mode of Eastwood is really, really, really bad. I gotta say, generally the only thing of Eastwood mode you're gonna be using at all is the throwable, which will bring you in, and then you could just, you know, M1 them after the fact. But yeah, Eastwood is gonna be coming in sixth because while the other abilities are not bad, I do feel like the first ability is good enough to be this far up on the list. Now, coming in fifth place is gonna be Ryan Gaiden. Now, I gotta say, guys, Ryan Gaiden is a lot better than people are giving it credit for, but the first ability is absolute buns, man. First ability is like literally, I'm not even like exaggerating when I say this. The first ability is legitimately one of the worst abilities in the game right now because the actual end lag of the move lasts longer than the move actually, you know, the move itself. So the move is buns. I mean, that's just kind of the end of it. I do feel like Rel is going to eventually fix that. I'm sure they will. But the reason why this is so good, this second ability right here, boom, it's a true combo extender. And, you know, air combos now are especially a lot better than they used to be. Not to mention the fact that you can actually combo extend from it because it does have a little amount of stun that it doesn't actually have end lag for. So when they're actually in the meteor at the very end, you can use an instant cast ability to then extend the combo again. This second ability is extremely good because so imagine that you just stop blocking for a single second, boom, cast that ability, boom, you know, hit them with that. And here's the thing, even if they do cast that ability, the third ability actually goes really well with the second one. The third ability right here, boom, after you start the ability, after you start seeing that Chidori at the bottom there, it is uncancelable. You cannot cancel it, and then boom, hit him with that, and then boom, hit him with the second. That's probably the most simple combo, as you guys can see, and it does around 130,000 damage. But the third ability does have an issue with it. It may be a block break, it may be uncancelable, and it may be an extremely good combo extender, but it has a tiny gap in it. At the very end, they can use a counter, and this definitely needs fixed. I feel like it makes the move borderline useless against anyone that is using a counter, and I actually really like the third ability. I think the third ability is very cool. I do feel like you should definitely be able to cancel it. I feel like a very good transition is to make it so it has no gap, but make it so you can cancel it as, you know, as they're flying. So I feel like if you actually do this, or just make it so it doesn't like block break, you know, do something, but remove that gap. You could literally keep the move the exact same and just remove the gap. It would make Ryan Gaiden actually worth using. Also, the first ability double cheat takes, which makes it a lot worse than, you know, even I thought. But it's definitely gonna be in fifth place because that second, third ability also is getting a mode soon. Now, coming to fourth place is going to be Forged Rengoku. Yes, you heard that correctly. Forged Ren in fourth place. This is why. Bonk. Look at that. And there's actually a glitch that happens sometimes with the weapon spec that makes it do 100,000 damage instantly. I would also like to mention that Forged Ren actually does quite a bit of damage on itself. Now that we actually have a damage counter, Z spec does 74,000. I actually feel like Forged Ren damage, it's a little bit kind of luck based in a lot of different scenarios. I mean, like when you actually look at all the abilities, the damage is completely luck based, but I do feel like the abilities in general, they definitely are extremely good abilities. I mean, look at this first ability. You cannot be hit whatsoever, and I dealt 42,000 damage. You obviously have a stun, bonk. I mean, there's not much to it, just mode drains. And then the third ability is just a basic stun. But the thing that makes Forge Ren shine so much is definitely the mode. The weapon spec does so much. The Z spec does tons. And then obviously you do have buffed M1s. Now coming to third place, it's going to be Ryuji Kenichi. You guys know why this is in third. Ryuji Kenichi does have that fat, low HP mode that obviously, you know, everyone hates or everyone loves depending on if you use it or not. But I also got to say that the Ryuji moves, I feel like they're a lot better than a lot of people give credit for. I mean, the third move is an instantaneous combo extender, and there are ways to actually combo extend off of it because it does have a very slight stun as they're getting knocked back that doesn't have end lag. Also, the first ability, you can actually M1 combo into the first ability, and it will land if, you know, if you put your leg straight into their butthole. You know, I feel like in the end of things, people only use Ryuji for the low HP mode, and as you guys can see, I just did 300,000 damage by just doing a rotation of the abilities. But definitely what carries it is that low HP mode. I mean, I feel like the reason why people don't really understand just how overpowered the low HP mode is because people don't really fight anyone good that uses it, because most people that are actually decent at the game do not use it because it's kind of just like a cheat code. But I can promise you, if you ever fight someone that's good at the game that uses that mode, you will never win against them. It's kind of unreal how good it is. Now, coming in second place is going to be Vengeance. I'm sure if you guys have ever fought Vengeance in the game, you actually hate Vengeance. I mean, like, literally hate Batman. The third ability here, it's, you know, it's an iframe ability. I mean, there's not really much to say about it. It's an iframe ability. I mean, basically, if you cast this ability before they even do anything whatsoever and they dash into you, you will instantly start comboing them. I mean, it's very hard to explain the ability itself, but it's an iframe attack. That's kind of the best way to explain it. It's an attack that you use where you cannot take damage. Also, the first ability is it's almost exactly like the third move, but instead of being a multi-attack, you have to dash to them to actually execute. But definitely the most overpowered, most busted part of Vengeance is the second move. Even though the second, okay, come on, air combo him. I'm gonna punch him to death. Air combo, right, there we go. This second move right here is a true combo extender. Not only that, but you have iframes while using the stun, and it actually doesn't have any M-line whatsoever, so it has M1 priority. I gotta say, Vengeance has overall probably one of the single best combo movesets in the entire game, due to having so much iframes, to have so many combo starters, so many combo extenders, and the moves are all interchangeable with one another. So you could use every single move after one another and literally, you know, be perfectly fine. You know, on the mode here, obviously, guys, the weapon spec is a counter. It just puts them in air combo. It's actually pretty nice. I do like it. The throwable is just a bunch of bat shurikens. You know, you can combo extend with it. And then boom, car. Literally just car mode. So with the car right here, you could actually, I'm pretty sure you could you could fly with the car. You know, that's very funny, and it does do the block break stun. It's a pretty good ability. I mean, I gotta say the mode overall isn't the best, but the abilities are definitely extremely good. By the way, guys, what is your favorite limited bloodline of Shindo Life? If you're tell me in the comments below, I actually will be checking them out. Now, coming in first place is gonna be Shindai Ren Goku. Yes, you guys expected this. If you guys have watched my tier list in the past, or if you haven't, you're about to find something out. I'm flying, no stamina drain, M1s that hit people from across the entire map. Look, he's that far away from me. Doesn't matter, dude. And each M1 combo does almost 60,000 damage, so it's completely unavoidable. You know, they could fly. You can't get stunned while you're flying. Not only that, but the actual abilities of Shindai Ren are also extremely good. I mean, you have a block break ability right here. You have a high damage first ability, and then the counter. I mean the counter. That's all I need to say. The counter, man. The counter. Now, you cannot actually see the damage. The damage doesn't tick for the, you know, the combo, but that did about 400,000 damage, I would imagine. Also, I gotta say, the actual mode abilities of Shindai Ren are actually a lot better than I thought. This C-spec, I used to think it wasn't that good, but the C-spec clones actually do so much damage to you. It doesn't look like they do, but it actually does like 4K a hit. But I gotta say, definitely the second mode M1 range being so massive. Look, he was all the way over there and it hit him, and I'm flying while doing it. So I gotta say, definitely the abilities of Shindai Ren being so good, all of the abilities having such versatile functions, you know, how the insane damage output, and the fact that Shindai Ren is untouchable while you're flying definitely means it should be ranked first on this list. Anyways, guys, if you guys actually enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys actually want to see another one. Also, if you guys haven't yet, feel free to go to my second channel and subscribe to it. I will be live streaming and uploading other games and stuff like that on that channel, so be sure to go and do that. Anyways, guys, hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye.